Hey y'all, hey, thanks for your patience in waiting for the Monday Rewind. Yesterday was Sherry's birthday, and so we wanted to take some time and celebrate that. And unfortunately, most of Sherry's celebrations, food is her love language, so I've got to go on a walk tonight to make sure that I'm walking off some of that. Hey, and that's kind of this idea of discipleship. Discipleship is a walk with Jesus. That's exactly what we're doing. And the Apostle Paul in Ephesians 4:1 says that we should walk worthy in the manner of our calling because Jesus has called us. And so I want to talk about that a little bit because when you're hiking, it's always good to know where you're going, what the road markers are, distance markers, and how we can tell where we're at and where we're supposed to be going. You know, Sherry and I love to go hiking. We've been to the Wichita Wildlife Mountain Refuge. We went to Eureka Springs this past fall. 2 years ago, or 3 years ago now, we went to Rocky Mountain National Park with some friends and went hiking. We did several hikes for a few days, and on the last day there, my friend and I were going to hike to Black Lake, almost a 10-mile hike. The trailhead started at about 9,200 feet, and we were going to be going up to 10,680 feet, so it's going to be a little bit challenging. The girls decided they wanted to go to town and do some shopping instead, and so we prepared. You know, we scoped out the map. We looked at all the markers, the trail markers ahead of time, and then we set out. We were dressed in layers, had snacks, water, lunch, ready for the hike. And so we set out. Now, everything was going pretty well until we got to about a mile from Black Lake, and that was going to be our biggest elevation change as we went. Well, as we're going up, my friend says, I can't make it. And I'm like, we can, man, we can make this. We'll slow down, we'll stop, we'll do whatever we need to do to make sure that we do this together. So finally, we got there, we got up to the lake, and he was like, oh man, this is so awesome, I'm glad we did this. Going down became a little bit more challenging though. As we were coming down, he said, man, you go ahead. My mind says I can do this, my legs are saying no. See, I'm kind of competitive, and so the goal was that we were going to get up to this nearly 10-mile hike and back. I said it takes 4 to 6 hours. Well, for me, that means we should make it in 4. Well, we weren't going to make it in 4, okay? This journey was a little bit different for me than it was for him, and so we continued to go. He would say, my legs aren't working. And he said, you go ahead and go without me. He says, if I die up here, just tell my wife I loved her. And I said, nope. When Jesus gave the Great Commission, he said, go and make disciples of all nations. He said, lo, I'll be with you till the end of the age. So I'm here with you, man. We're going to make this. And we'd go a little bit farther, and he'd say, no, I can't do this. I can't do it. My legs just won't go. And I'm like, look, man, if you're going to die out here, the valley of the shadow of death, the Lord said his rod and staff would go with you and comfort you. So I'm going to take his place right now. So we're going to go. Well, we finally make it down. I think the ladies got a little panicked after about 6 hours, and we weren't down. By 7, they were thinking like, oh man, wonder what's going on. But finally we made it back in about 8 hours. Well, on our walk with Jesus and our discipleship journey, there are some markers too, some signs that we're making progress. They're going along the way. First one is, are you engaging with Scripture? Okay. Are you engaging with Scripture? Are you studying the Word? This is where the real transformation comes. This is where the change in our life comes, is when we know who Jesus is by studying Scripture. And then the second part of that is being obedient. Being obedient and denying self. What are you giving up to make this walk with Jesus? What are you willing to deny in your life so that you can walk with Jesus? The next thing then becomes, are you sharing your faith? Are you sharing your faith with other people? One of the ways you can do that is another marker. It's like serve. So serving is one way that you can tell people about Jesus, why you're helping them. So engaging in Scripture, being obedient, denying self, giving up those things that hinder your walk with Jesus, serving others, okay, setting aside your wants and needs so that you might serve other people, and then sharing Jesus. We made the hike, we made the trek, but we did it together. I would invite you to find somebody to go on this journey with you. Find a partner, or maybe two. I tell the men all the time, you need 3 people in your life to go on this journey with you. So look around, find some people. Don't do this journey alone. Jesus said he would walk with us, and so we need to make sure that we have others walking with us as well. As you look back out of my pond over there, there's I call it Mount Neubauer. You can see the ridge over there. I call it Mount Neubauer. Not quite as big as Black Lake, but again, it's a process. That's a hill to climb too. On your journey, walking with Jesus, get some help. Find some people to join you. Invite some others into your journey. Discipleship is best done in a group if you can. So, look this week. Engage in Scripture. Where do you need to deny yourself so you can begin the transformation, the I will make you part, which is what we're going to focus in on Sunday. Where are you serving other people? And then who are you sharing Jesus with? Hey, have a great week. We're going to continue on this discipleship journey for another 2 Sundays. This week we're going to focus on I will make you. That's Jesus transforming us through the power of the Word and changing our lives. So have a great week. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow night at Wednesday Night Life. It's pizza night, first Wednesday of the